I remember when J. Cole was there. Like a lot of heavy hitters started House of Blues and Fillmore.
Absolutely.
It's great to work in those spaces and be around those teams and just see how professional and also, like exciting that creative process is.
All right, guys. Welcome to the Elation podcast. I'm your host, David Adams. We are with Bradford Roublow. How are you?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good, man. Good to have you here.
Good. Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Absolutely, man. We are in the Dolby room here at Elation Studios.
Man, this is cool. This is a nice studio.
Thank you, man. It's a 9.6.2 Dolby Atmos mixing room.
Okay.
First in Louisiana, which is pretty cool, actually. But it's certified for film and for music.
Okay, that's dope.
But that's enough about Elation for now. Let's talk a little bit about you. Where are you from originally?
I'm from New Orleans. I grew up on Allen Street. So I'm from the Gentilly area,
Gotcha.
kind of the Marigny area. I went to school at St. Augustine High School. I graduated from Loyola University, and I kind of finished up at NYU Tisch.
Gotcha. Did you do any music at St. Aug?
No, actually, I played football.
Okay.
I didn't get into the band, like the music life, until after I graduated.
What position?
I was a linebacker.
All right. I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. Awesome. Well, Loyola, what did you do at Loyola?
So I had studied business administration and music industry studies. So I dual majored.
Okay. You know UP over there?
Yes, that's my boy.
We love
my
UP.
teacher, my producer.
We love UP. He's been here a bunch and has helped out with some of the initial setup and stuff. So shout out to UP.
Shout out to UP for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love UP, man.
Yeah. What kind of started getting you into music? What grabbed your attention? What gave you the bug?
Okay. Long story, but I'm gonna shorten it up. So I used to work for a car dealership to kind of help me pay for school. So all my friends were aspiring artists though. So they used to just kind of ask me for advice. Like they felt like I was in business school. So I was like their little mini attorney, I guess. But I wasn't an attorney. I just knew how to go through contracts.
Right.
So they would kind of bring me like performance contracts and like split agreements and stuff like that. So I kind of started learning through them. And then like while I was in school, I just kind of used them as like my prototypes, and then with using the car dealerships and selling cars to kind of fund the dream, that was kind of how I started Bentley Barz Entertainment.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then, it just started growing from there. But that was like back in like 2014, 2015. So a nice 10-year trajectory.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Business administration definitely crosses over into music.
Right.
Because you have to be able to read your contracts, know what you're getting ready to sign. Even if you don't understand the ins and outs of the business, you have to know how to identify words that you don't know. That you need to figure out.
Exactly.
How do you think that really shaped, kind of your position now? Because it kind of feels like it's full circle.
Yes. So I would say that was kind of how like I got into working kind of corporate, because I was able to be the liaison between the artists and a lot of independent artists, local artists, to venues, and just letting them know what they're getting themselves into, or like what to expect, what they'll get out of this performance agreement. So yeah, it really is a full circle moment. It kind of kickstarted my consulting career a little bit.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's awesome because it's almost rare nowadays that you go for a degrey and actually use it like
I know
appropriately.
Right. No, that's fair. I say it taught me a lot. It helped me understand like the verbiage that you have to use sometimes when you're talking to artists. Also, the verbiage where businesses are protected in a sense as well. So it kind of let me see both angles.
I got you.
It was pretty good to use it, and also like use it to kind of like have a management firm that knows what to look for, like know how to like have that tool that people are kind of looking for that they don't even know that they need.
Right. Well, it also sounds like you're good at like following the signs in your life. Like,
right.
Like sometimes like people don't even know how to stay on their own road, and you kind of let things guide you, and the people around you were using you, and you were like, oh, well, this works out, and
that's pretty much 100% of my life.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome, man. That's a good talent to have, to be able to see the signs.
Yep.
Well, so let's talk a little bit about a few of the artists that you manage, and we'll go from there. So I know you got a big thing that just came out, BJ So Cold.
Yep, BJ
right?
So Cold. Yep.
Awesome.
He's one of my clients. I work with Millions. I work with G4. I work with Kenneth Brother. A few people that are doing pretty big things in this region. I even work with Mia X sometimes from time to time. So
love Mia. She's
man,
awesome.
I love Mama, man. That's my baby.
Yeah. I just got back from the Complex Con out in Vegas. I went.
Okay, dope. So you saw the verses.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I was on stage.
Yeah. That's dope.
Oh,
that's dope.
Yeah. Mia's awesome. Yeah, I'm good friends with all those guys.
Okay.
It's the funniest thing about that verses was I being there, I can tell you, Mia's the one that drew most of the audience reaction.
Yes, she was a highlight for sure. Yes, she did her thing. She really shined like the star she is.
Yeah,
like I really appreciated just watching her grow on that stage and just glow.
Absolutely.
So no, shout out Mama.
Absolutely. Well, so let's say, because you have to balance a little bit there by managing artists and also working for Live Nation.
Yes.
So how did the Live Nation come into play?
So really, I got to bring it back to my friends. One of my good friends at the time were getting booked on Blake Owen's Next Up event that House of Blues used to host.
Okay.
This was like back in 2016, 2017. And he just kind of asked me to look at the performance agreement. So I talked with Blake, I talked with the talent buyer. And, they were impressed with just how young I was and, being able to kind of coach an artist through, just getting on stage and getting all the paperwork and stuff together. So just one thing led to another, and I pretty much got an offer to work on a special events team. So that's kind of really how I started my getting my foot in the door with Live Nation.
I got you.
So working with House of Blues special events team was really where I kind of got my start.
Okay, I got you. Up in the reservation room, or what is it?
So it was the main hall. They special events does all rooms because it's all like rentals and promoter rentals.
Got you.
So they use the main hall, the parish, the foundation room,
that's
everything. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. No, and House of Blues is a great venue. The Fillmore is amazing, by the way. I loved it. So when it first came in, I became one of those VIP things with the seats on the side, and I was a member for a while with them. And Alex and Eric still there?
Alex is now our VP.
Okay.
Yeah, he was the talent buy at the time, but now he's got promoted. He's the VP of booking for us for the whole region.
Yeah, so because I was working on doing a couple shows there. This was right before COVID.
Okay.
And then one thing led to another, and COVID got in front of it, and I stopped doing shows because I promoted some shows as well.
It was a pause,
but
I think it was a good pause for everybody to kind of self-center, and then a lot of people came back in just better positions. It was a good renaissance period,
Yeah, absolutely. When is Eric still doing the VIP stuff? Or?
I believe so. I know he also promoted. I don't know if he's with Live Nation or one of the subsidiaries, but he did get promoted.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. Good. I'm glad they're keeping everything in house, man. Because they were both great. When
right.
It's been a few years since I've talked to either one of them, but they were both great.
Yep. I just worked with Alex on Louisiana Fest and the Young Boy tour.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just talked to Alex like maybe 2-3 weeks ago.
Awesome. Yeah. Shout out Fee.
Shout out Fee. Yes, my boy Fee.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I'm sure we got a lot of friends in common.
Yep.
DJ Spin.
Oh, I love DJ Spin. Yeah.
I know he's got a special deal up there with Live Nation and Fillmore for booking and stuff. I know he does a lot.
He does all the big tours, touring stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's awesome, man. It's a beautiful thing to work for something in this city that has to do with music. I think especially as important as the House of Blues and Live Nation. Do you feel like you're giving back to the city a little bit?
Yes, especially now, kind of starting from the bottom. It gave me a good way to kind of I call it the story of Job, to be able to learn and, be able to kind of bring things into my story. And then now it's like I'm giving back, we have a show that's programming for Bayou Classic on Friday, Black Friday, Friday November 28th.
Gotcha.
And I'm pretty much putting on a showcase for all the local talent, that I've worked with. I would like to give Alley Hoops back to anybody who's done me a favor or put any artists that I've worked on. So it should be a pretty big show.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, the one thing about music that I feel like everybody has to remember, and I mean, at least for me, is it's given me so much that the more I can do to give back to music is the best thing I can do in my career, because it keeps the cycle going of, and we all get in different positions at different times, and the more handouts you can help to put somebody else in a position, it's normally no skin off your teeth,
Right.
Or even just a little information, you know what I mean? It can go a long way for people. So it's just all about the give back,
Yep. I love to give back. Honestly, you never know who is going to be in a certain position to give back to you too.
Right.
So it be full circle moments.
Right. Absolutely. Well, you worked a little bit in New York too, right?
Yes. So I got my first internship in New York. New York is a very funny story though. I really had a pending internship that I just kind of walked on fate with. I went out there at the time. It was Cinematic Music Group. Right now it's Good Talk, but shout out Johnny Shipes. That's my boy.
Okay.
He came to Loyola and he did one of our forums, and I got to talk to him after the forum because we booked him. I was on the forum committee, and he just kind of he didn't approve a internship, but he told me if I got to New York, he'll consider me for an internship. So when I got there, I went there. I talked to his VP of marketing. It was like, well, it's still a pending internship. So we still got to interview you, make sure you get it. And I was like, oh man, I didn't pay for 3 weeks, 4 weeks to stay out here. So, I'm hoping I get it,
Right.
So full circle moment. That's why I tell everybody to network, and always, you never know who will be able to, put you in a certain position.
Right.
So I just hit up my Live Nation NOLA family, and they had sent over just, some info and emails to the New York office. And the New York office wound up welcoming me with a warm, just a warm gratitude and, welcome to New York. They gave me a tour of the Live Nation New York office, and I wound up running into the HR manager for Rock Nation.
Okay.
And me and her got to talk, and she just told me a management intern position had came up at Rock Nation. So she, we got to, talk a little bit, got to know each other. And then I sent her over my resume, and she pulled my application, and I wound up getting that internship. So I started at Rock Nation, and then the other internship at Cinematic, I guess, valued me at that point, because then I was at Rock Nation too.
Right.
And they said, no, we want you to start here now too. So I wound up getting 2 internships. So I really turned it into a full-time job between the label and Rock Nation's management firm.
That's awesome.
And it was cool. It was a really good experience. I got to meet a lot of good connects. I worked on Meek Mill's team and Megan Thee Stallion's team.
Okay.
That was the 2 I was kind of, interning with, their management team. Shout out Sam Riddle too.
So full circle, you now got featured.
Exactly. Years later, I want to say maybe 6 years later, now I have a client that just got a big placement with Megan Thee Stallion.
Yep.
BJ So Cold has his placement with Megan Thee Stallion's Lover Girl, and it's #1 right now. I just released. Awesome. So, I say, when you network and make sure you do good business, it comes back. Even if it doesn't come back a week or a month or a year from now, it does come back.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, listen, I have relationships that come back 10 years,
right.
And you never know, that one conversation you have with somebody may stick.
Right.
And then you might run back into them again, and
right.
And it's I always say it takes years to build years to build yourself up, seconds to lose yourself.
Right.
So, your reputation. And your reputation in the music industry is one of the strongest things you can stand on. Because not a lot of people can stand on their reputation.
Yep.
So if you're good with it, the people who are in the right positions will recognize it.
Yep. And shout out Mike Brinkley. He also kind of put me on game on making sure your reputation is your name, it's your word, it's the thing that'll carry you. And now he's the SVP of Rock Nation.
Right.
So I did get a lot of gems in those moments and during those internships that I really appreciate.
Awesome. Did you ever come across RJ, artist named RJ from New Orleans?
Yes. Yeah. I seen RJ at the YB tour.
Yeah.
Got to see RJ. I haven't seen him in a second, but
yeah.
that's my boy.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out RJ, man. I'm excited for his new project getting ready to come out.
Yep.
Well, how do you think New York compares to New Orleans, since you were you were working up there in the industry? The industry down here, is different than anywhere else. So I spent 9 years in LA. And I'm born and raised here.
Okay.
But I came back because I wanted to do something that we didn't have, and use what I learned out in LA to bring back here to New Orleans, because I feel like we're forgotten about a little bit in the industry.
Yeah, I would say New York is faster, so I feel like everything is much more fast paced, in a sense where people need to get something done before it's really executed. So everything has to be already confirmed. And they'll do this within a week.
Right.
The difference in New Orleans, it might take us a month or two to get stuff confirmed.
Right.
But I do think we are like a mini New York. We have such this culture, the flavor, like we kind of like created the music industry that they that they made corporate.
Right.
Well,
it's the corporate side that we never do right.
It's the corporate side we never do right.
And it's part of being in the Big Easy. It's part of being the Pirate City. I always call it the Pirate City because that's what we were. We were the pirates came up the river and hid from everybody to be in here and drink their drink and enjoy their lives.
Exactly.
So which I love. But at the same time, like, I feel like at some point we're gonna have to catch up in that corporate world. And I think it's almost a structured thing, man. I feel like if we had, like Nashville's got the ASCAP building, I feel like if we had, I wish we had a Cash Money building, or No Limit building,
And I think we can. It's just all about making, like you said, the structure has to be there.
Right.
But I do like that we have the raw talent.
Oh yeah, no, the
talent is
endless.
there. It's just making sure people are business savvy when it comes down to making sure everything is done correctly.
Well, because it's 90% business, 10% talent.
Correct, exactly. And that's why I kind of feel like I fitted in when I came back. That was the niche I was able to connect.
Right.
Because a lot of artists need that help.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of labels need that help.
100%.
So
100%.
I would say like New York is just one where it's just a bigger platform, but New Orleans is the same in a sense when it comes down to how things navigate. Like it's all, politics, it's all about who you know. And I feel like once you kind of understand that and you can network yourself into that, it becomes a lot easier.
Absolutely. Yeah. If you can get people to make phone calls for you.
Right.
And say, and actually give you some credibility in lanes that you don't have yet, it'll move a lot farther for you.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%. Yep. What would you say some of your favorite shows were that you were a part of between the Fillmore and the House Blues?
Man, Leon Thomas. It's a bunch. Like, hold on. Leon Thomas, Jeezy, man, let me think. Kehlani, Nino Calvin. We did NBA Youngboy. I remember I did the Youngboy when he was at House of Blues.
Awesome.
To see him now on his national tours is crazy. I remember when J. Cole was there. Like a lot of heavy hitters started House of Blues and Fillmore.
Absolutely.
So, it's great to work in those spaces and be around those teams and just see how professional and also, like exciting that creative process is, you know. But yeah, that's just to name a few. It's so many. I've done probably 1,000 to 2,000 shows maybe, but like I can't even, like, I love them all really. They all have a special spot. Even like some of the smaller ones. Like we did a panel and we hosted it with Wild for the Night and Here We Go Productions, and we brought out Pluto.
Gotcha.
And I know she was new. She sold out Fillmore, so it's nice to see even the newer artists who are coming out breaking, milestones.
Absolutely.
Really show out and do their thing on the stage.
Absolutely. Well, you guys, I mean, the Fillmore kind of gives the only real venue feel that we have other than like Smoothie King or Superdome, because everything else, House of Blues is intricate, or what am I trying to say, is intimate, and the Fillmore is very intimate, but it's like, it still feels like an upscale venue,
right? Right.
So like I feel like it's very good training ground for are artists that if they get to that point, they're gonna be able to take that and move on to a bigger stage.
Right, correct. I would say the Fillmore to me is a way to really get your like content up. The BG's room is beautiful. Like,
Right.
you know, it's one of those where even if you are a local artist, like my boy Al Earhart, he just did a show at BG's and it was sold out. So it was great for his packaging, his press kit, his EPK.
Right.
You know, it's great to be able to get your package there and then be able to send that to agents.
Absolutely.
Or, you know, send that to higher management teams.
Is right.
The look is right,
Yeah.
you know. And then you graduate to the big Fillmore stage.
Right.
And, you know, that's where you can start understanding like ticket pricing and, you know, how many people can I really fill in the room. Do I do 1,200 or do I do 2,400?
Right.
You know, and shout out to the GM, Brian Wiley, like that's my boy. So he always is kind of, you know, teaching me different things on the operation side when it comes down to like how these big tours and promoters come in and really work the room, you know. Also, even a House of Blues in, like, shout out to my boy Avery. Like, he's the operations manager. Like, we've worked together a lot of times just to make sure we get the club night right.
Right.
We make sure we get the artists, their green room or their expectations of how the room is supposed to look or the best way for them to make money as well as the venue make money, you know.
Right.
It's all about to where everybody kind of scratch each other's back.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, and I mean, the Fillmore sounds great too. I used to do live sound in LA and it was, I mean, the Fillmore sounds amazing. I was there. I think the last show I saw there, unfortunately, was the Foo Fighters.
Okay, so that was what, right when it first opened, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, right when it first opened. No, I saw somebody else after that, but that was like, that was all the same time when I was talking to Alex and we were working on doing a show. But basically, because I brought so many people to the Foo Fighters show and those tickets were so expensive, I basically used my entire membership for the year for that show.
Yeah.
Because I think I brought like 6 people and they were like $800 a pop or something. So like I think it used my entire span.
Okay.
But anyway, I mean, it sounded amazing there. It felt great. It was just great energy. So I was so happy to have something like that here in New Orleans.
Yep. No, it was needed. And then it has a partnership with Caesars.
Right.
So, you know, when you do have anything or a big artist come in, you know, they also get that big national casino push.
Right. I was going to say, you think it's better for Caesars than Harris?
Yeah, I think it has worked out in both favors. You know, you get 2 different events going on and then each is telling their audience about what the other has going on.
Absolutely. Caesars is a much bigger name than Harris. So
right, you know.
Definitely helps, I think. I definitely think it helps. Well, so your artists, are they mostly local artists or do they live anywhere else?
They travel, but they mostly local.
They're mostly local?
Yeah. But we went to New York. We've went to LA. All of them have done something in different markets.
Gotcha.
I know BJ just came from Philly, New York, performing. He was performing with Heaven. So that's Only Heaven.
Okay.
She's blowing up the spot right now too.
Yep.
She's getting big. So, you know, they've been moving around.
Okay, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, do you have any shows coming up that you want to promote that with these artists?
I know, like I said, the Friday, November 28th show at House of Blues for Bayou Classic, the Classic Encore. I want to put that on, shout out and spotlight. I also want to say we got like Earl Sweatshirt coming to House of Blues. We have some, you know, some big shows coming up. And just pretty much rolling out the end of the year, man. It was a pretty big year for us.
That's awesome, yeah.
Yeah, like we started off the year strong. Now, like I said, you know, we getting placements and, you know, different label deals and now endorsement deals. So it's been a pretty big year, man. I have to like shout out everybody on the team.
That's awesome. That's awesome. If you had a future goal in mind, what's next year bring?
Next year brings expanding the firm to where I can start employing people. I know it's a pretty big goal, but you know,
awesome.
I do have like 3 employees right now. I have an artist coordinator, like each artist has like a project manager almost, and then I have my my COO. She's my sister. She's graduating from Loyola as a lawyer, so she's gonna kind of help me out with all my legal aspect and developing my legal team. Shout out Mel. Yeah, just really kind of making the brand and the structure of the company become that machine.
Gotcha.
And then hopefully I can be that machine for our market, for our region.
Absolutely. Well, good, man. Well, good on you, and congratulate you on a good year, and congratulate you on a good path, man. Like I said, you saw all the signs that you needed to see. You see all the signs that you needed to see. So, and I hope next year brings you Elation. So
thank you. I like that plug-in. Yeah, shout out Elation, man.
Absolutely.
And appreciate y'all for having me too.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We love to highlight good hardworking industry people that are from here or working down here that contribute to the culture and contribute to this industry that we need to grow, expand, milk, and get some really good networking going on. I feel like the whole city, we as a whole, we kind of have to just keep bringing big people in town.
That's it. And don't be afraid to start small. Like,
no.
Like, I feel like family is a big key to everything too. Like, I remember, like, shout out to my mom. She was there when I started my recording studio in my apartment complex. She was there. She made sure everything was like set to where like it's in the house, but it's not like a noise complaint or So like she's been there. She's been my like road dog for everything. My backbone. So like as long as you have family and like where you start is not where you finish. I think it's always gonna be an elation. You're gonna grow and things are gonna come to you organically and naturally as long as you put the faith into it and
absolutely
the work into it. I think it's all gonna work out.
Absolutely. And stay genuine with it.
Exactly.
Absolutely. All right, well, great, man. I appreciate it. You want to give everybody your socials or?
Oh yeah, you can follow me. It's Bentley Roublow. Bentley's also my nickname. It comes from Bentley Barz Entertainment.
Gotcha.
BBE. Yeah, and also follow Bentley Barz Entertainment. Follow BBE. We have a lot coming up on this journey, so stay tuned.
Awesome, man. Well, great to have you, and great to have you guys. And if you'd like to see more, please like and subscribe to the Elation Podcast, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
See y'all later.